talking to the Suffers. Could you just tell me your names first?
I'm Nick Zamora, the drummer.
I'm Adam Castaneda, I play bass.
My name's Pat Kelly, and I play keys.
And could you give me a brief history of the Suffers? How long have you been together?
We've been together about 4 years now. Pat and I had been in bands before and decided we wanted to start a new project. And, long story short, we called all of our friends and we got together as a group that would become the Suffers.
You call yourselves, Gulf Coast Soul. Could you fill me in a little bit about that? What bit about that? You're from Houston, right?
Right, that's correct. Just calling it a mixture of all the things that we kind of catch while, living where we live in Houston. All the different cultures of where we're at in the Gulf Coast. Cajun and Hispanic and black and white and all these different cultures and all the music. It's all just one big stir fry of that.
What would you consider to be your main influences?
I mean, there's so many. There's 10 members in the band, and that's a lot of different influences to kind of distill down to one. We're heavily influenced by music from our area, from Texas, East Texas, and just the South in general. But that said, I mean, we all have we have interest in far kind of reaches of the music world, and that's kind of what has informed our sound to some extent. Why it's sometimes hard to pin down for people who sit through a whole set, is that we're pulling influences and inspiration from different places. So I mean, it would be just I can't even begin to imagine picking one influence.
I think mostly we're influenced by our environment. That includes, in Houston and in Texas in general, there's blues music, there's soul music, there's country music. Being in Houston, which is a port city, we get a lot of Caribbean music and South American music. There's the Cajun music, like Zydeco music. There's also hip hop, which is a more recent thing. We're more mostly influenced by our city and all the different things that are there.
And what is the music scene like down there? Are a lot of the artists that you would consider sort of kindred spirits?
I think it's hard to be a musician in Houston and not absorb all of that. You see a lot of people breaking genres. You see a lot of people mixing genres. It's a vibrant music scene. It's not as well publicized, but it's definitely alive, and there's a lot going on down there.
There's a lot of interest, with acts like, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, as well as Fitz and the Tantrums. A lot of interest in old school R&B and soul. Why do you think that is?
It's good music.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. It makes you want to do things. It makes you want to cry. It makes you want to kiss, hug, eat. All the things that make you happy, dance.
Yeah, there's plenty of bands you can go out and see that are phenomenal, but you can't really dance. It doesn't. Maybe it's not a show where you take a girl to have fun. So we try to be that thing. That's what we're looking for, something that makes people happy, inspires people to dance, that draws people in, even when they're not really sure what's going on. And I think, all of that music, all those bands you mentioned are doing that. And it's not hard. We have such a strong history of that kind of music in the U.S. It just makes sense that there wouldn't have to be a revival, so to speak. It's still good music.
Right. I think things like Spotify and Pandora really helped our generation and younger people find that music from the past. It's a lot more accessible than it was. I know when I started playing music, it was harder to find that kind of music. You really had to look and dig pretty deeply, but now I think it's a lot more available. It's a lot more fresh on people's minds.
Thank you very much.